if you want to learn how to reduce your anxiety or even prevent it in the first place in some cases, then hear me out. We have anxiety often when we're worried about the future, we think about everything that could go wrong, and it doesn't serve us. So for example, I had gotten laid off from my job in December of 2022. I was freaking out. I had so much anxiety. I was mostly worried about my finances because although I had a very generous severance package, it wasn't going to last forever. And so I didn't know what I was going to do with my life, and my anxiety overwhelmed me. And one morning I was eating breakfast, and as I was eating, suddenly a thought popped into my mind. Matthew 6:27. I was like, okay, I knew it was a Bible verse, but I couldn't remember what it said. And when I looked it up, it was Jesus asking his disciples, can any one of you, by worrying, add a single hour to your life? So that was a clear message. There's no point in worrying. There's no point in having this anxiety. It does us no good whatsoever. And we all know that, right? But how do we get rid of it? Well, I mean, truth be told, I don't know if we get rid of it altogether. But we can certainly take steps to manage it and to reduce it. And so because for me, at the time, my biggest anxiety was around my finances, I was constantly obsessed with looking at my budget. I have a budget on a spreadsheet, and I was constantly looking at it and worrying about it. I was looking at when I would run out of money. And in order to stop having so much anxiety, I had to decide to not look at my budget so often. I had to still do my budget every now and then, but looking at it day in, day out was not helping me. It was only giving me more anxiety. And so if you're worried about your finances, then, maybe don't think about it so much. And then when I did look at my budget, I would be grateful for the money that I had right then, like right now. I'm so grateful. Thank you, God, for the money that I have right now, that I'm able to pay my bills, and I'm able to put food on my table. And I didn't look at the negative balance that was projected in the future. I had to stop looking at that. Be grateful for what you have right at this moment. That helped me significantly. And then, I also had fears about my future, and, I didn't know what I was going to do with my life. I was in corporate, and that's all I knew, but I also knew that I had no desire to do that ever again. And that left me kind of in limbo. Like, what do I do? What gifts and talents do I have? What am I going to be when I grow up? And it gave me more anxiety. Like, I don't know what to do with my life. And so I prayed and asked for guidance. But one thing that really struck me was that I realized, what if I had faith in myself that I would succeed? And whatever that looks like, whatever success looks like, what if I had faith in myself that I can figure this out and not end up homeless, right? So that leads me to my next point. When we love ourselves, when we truly love ourselves, and we have this inherent worth, we feel this value from within, it keeps us from being anxious. We don't have as much anxiety. We're able to manage our anxiety a lot better because we know we have this internal self-worth, this value, that we know that we are resilient and we can figure things out, and we don't stress over it. We don't have this, oh my God, the sky is falling attitude. there's a lot of social stress in our lives, and social stress is really just referring to the stress we have when we're in social situations. For example, we fear being judged. We fear that we're not enough. We compare ourselves to other people. We worry about all the likes we get on TikTok or social media. And, we look to external people or circumstances to validate us, to give us our sense of worth. And when we do that, one, we give away our power, but we also are showing that we don't love ourselves. And so our body is constantly thinking that there's a threat because our body is looking to external circumstances for validation. And it's always wondering, oh, someone's not going to like me. Who's not going to like me? Who's going to judge me? Who's going to reject me? And it's always on alert. And that gives us a tremendous amount of anxiety. So my recommendation is to work on self-love. It's a process. It doesn't happen overnight. I'm still working on it myself. But some of the things that I've done, which are simple little things that have made all the difference in the world, it's just little acts of self-compassion, acts of kindness. So, for example, I sometimes need to take a nap in the middle of the afternoon, and I give myself permission to do that. I will sometimes spend a little extra time rubbing my feet in the morning with lotion. And just little acts of self-love. It means being compassionate toward ourselves when we make mistakes. It's forgiving ourselves for all the bad decisions we've made. And that we're going to make. We're going to continue making bad decisions. And it's a matter of giving ourselves the grace and compassion and forgiveness that we deserve. That's what I have for you. And so I hope you like this video. If you do, give it a like. And if you want more messages like this, then consider following me. I would appreciate your support. Thank you.